Yes! Yes! Yes!
Welcome to the world of red coins.
Welcome out to the Red Coins podcast. Today it's April Fool's Day, but you won't be hearing this until the 3rd of April. Unless James is useless, then it'll be the 4th of April. How are you, Jake? How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. You?
I'm good. Tired.
Same.
And hungry.
It's been a long week producing content.
It has been a lot of great content coming out over the next few days. Recorded on Friday and on Saturday. Some people have watched the eating challenge, our first eating challenge, where I found some like rancid baked beans. Well, they weren't out of date yet, but it wasn't far off. And Jake and Joan obviously ate them.
Took part.
And we also have the forfeit video, which by the time you listen to this, it will be out. It was meant to be uploaded really early on today, but things got
in the way.
Yeah, things got in the way. My laptop was being a piece of shit. But anyways, we've got some great content to post, and we've got some great content in the works.
Yeah.
Including actually our first ever video podcast.
Yes, our month in review, so to say.
Yeah.
Which we'll be doing every month,
Mm-hmm.
looking back at the previous month. So for this one, we'll be looking at March and looking forward to April and see what is in there.
April's got a lot of cool stuff coming out, actually, I must admit.
It actually has The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which I wasn't that excited for when we recorded that. But now, after playing The Amazing Spider-Man on PS3, I am super hyped.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. Tropical 5's coming out. I mean, we're discussing on the podcast. At first I was like, there's nothing cool coming out. And I was like, hang on a second.
Tropical 5.
Tropical 5's coming out. And there's Game Boy Advance games coming off the Wii U Virtual Console, which, by the time this should air, they'll be able to pick up Advance Wars, which I think I'm going to be picking up and doing a review for Retro Wednesdays. Which, speaking of Retro Wednesdays, Retro Wednesday's review this week will be either Fallout 2, done by contributor known as Aiden. Thank you very much, Aiden. Or Super Mario World. If it's not Super Mario World, if it's not Fallout 2, it should be Fallout 2 next week. Anyways, despite content we've already made, we have a lot of content to be made. George, who hasn't really made his presence known on the site yet, George is actually going to be doing a little bit of a challenge when he comes back up to Newcastle after university. George stupidly posted on Facebook, "I really want to dye my hair." And after a lot of debate with his friends and family about what hair colour he should get, I was like, I know. Instead of them deciding or him deciding, let's give him a bit of a conundrum.
Let red coins decide.
Yes, red coins. Now, what I was going to say is, what's happened is, I said, okay, George, right, how about we'll pick a random genre of games, a random game from that genre, so it's so it's not unfair. It's not fair or unfair. It's really random, because I mean, George isn't very good at many games, is he? He's good at Forza and he's good at WWE.
Yeah.
But then I thought we'll take a game like that and then we'll put him against a random one of the members of the team. Now I think if he gets WWE, he should be pretty fine. He should be in, because the thing is, if he wins, he gets to choose what colour hair what he's going to have.
Yeah.
If he loses, though, we choose, and we need help to decide. And therefore, please post in the comment below what colour hair George should have if he loses, which he probably will. I hope.
Yeah.
Unless he gets Lummy and Forza. But then again, if Lummy beat him on WWE, that would be tragic.
Just like last time.
Just like
George and Lummy know this.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, we want to answer your questions if you have any. So therefore, please, send us an inbox on Facebook, or send the Red Coins page. Yeah, send us an email at Red Coins. That's at Red Coins Gaming to Twitter. You can send them on there. Post them on the Facebook wall. Don't forget redcoinsgaming at googlemail.com. I'm going to put this in the description for the first time. That'll be a good idea.
Yeah.
And just comment. We don't even get comments, so please do comment. It looks good. Anyways, Jake, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I've just been playing The Amazing Spider-Man on PS3. It's not actually my copy. It's my younger sister's, and I was so tired on Sunday that I just couldn't be bothered to concentrate on any form of game, anything intense, so I decided to play something a bit casual. I'm a bit of a scrub like that. But it was really surprising, like a good game. It navigates extremely well, but the problem is it's a bit lackluster as an open world game.
You're seeing
It's-
the mission wise.
Like main story wise, it's good, but like side missions are very like one-off events and they're very repetitive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good in context of for a kid, you know, for who these are aimed at, you know, young teenagers and you know young kids. It's good for them because it's not, you know, it's the same formula. So once they get used to it, they'll be fine at it. But for us older gamers, it's a bit hard to find enjoyment out of side missions that are ridiculously repetitive. Luckily, the combat system is very good. It's very reminiscent of like a simplified version of Batman Arkham series. So that kind of makes it enjoyable to hit people.
It's interesting that you said that actually because it kind of makes us think like when we review games, should we review, you know, do we really keep the target audience in mind? Because it seems like some games which like would be like, you know, amazing as a kid get like, you know, pretty mediocre scores, but you know, obviously, you know, you can't have a kid reviewing it, but I think we know what kids, I mean, not know, but I think we might have a good idea.
We know
of
the
what kids want.
context.
Yeah.
In what it is by looking at the game. You know, you should be able to tell that, you know, for example, The Amazing Spider-Man, they're all very simple, structured side missions. It's like, pick up this person, take them over there. So, you know, there's no complexity or no learning curve to, you know, challenge you. So it's quite simple. You know, it's simple-minded, and once you get used to it as, you know, as a kid, that, you know how to do it then, and you're not getting frustrated, whereas as an older gamer, you get a bit frustrated because they're lackluster.
Yeah.
So, what have you been playing, Sam?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because when I do the podcast, no one ever asks me, and I have to butt in and segue really badly. What I have been playing, been a mix. I started playing 3D Dot Game Heroes, which is a really fun little game. Started playing that on, I believe it was Sunday. 3D Dot Game Heroes is essentially, I would say it's more of a parody of Zelda, and you know, it kind of emulates everything. Like, I mean, I was playing the game, and it's like, oh, you need 6 sages, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is just Zelda. But it works well, because it doesn't like, it isn't a blatant rip-off. I think it's, you know, it's right, it's so similar to Zelda to the point where it doesn't seem like it's trying to rip it off it just seems like it's trying to parody it, which it essentially is, which is a good thing. It's a fun game. Level design is a little bit uninspired in some places, so like the first temple was really fun, but after that, like, I was just like, oh man, like, I realised like the temples aren't, like, so far haven't been designed with like they're not very complex, like they're very similar like the original Zelda game.
Yeah.
And they don't borrow that like complexity like which like a game like A Link to the Past had, which is kind of upsetting. I've actually beaten A Link to the Past though, but I've beaten A Link Between Worlds, so I'm kind of in this position of I really fancy playing A Link to the Past now.
Yeah. Something to add to the pile to play.
Yeah, it's funny actually because I was talking to my media teacher today, and she was on about like seeing like try and watch as many movies and TV shows as you can now when you've got all the time. Now, obviously, there's not many movies or TV shows I want to watch. I'm a very casual viewer of both, and I don't have many. I don't think an immense amount of DVDs to get through.
Yeah.
It's just not my kind of thing. But I was thinking, you know what, she's right when it comes to making games. Like, I need like I'm like when if I'm trying to get a real job, I will have to, I won't have half as much time to play as many games, so I'm trying to enjoy as much as I can now.
Yeah.
And I think I might play A Link to the Past tonight if I can, because honestly, it's been a tiring week. Like, I am still exhausted. I have 3 days left of college, and thankfully all these 3 days are pretty easy days.
Pretty short.
Yeah, pretty short and sweet. I am planning to get so much sleep done before WrestleMania. And then fuck
weekend,
this,
isn't it?
and then fuck this up just yet again, because next Monday we have
our very first live stream.
Yeah, we'll have a live stream, which will be starting at around, I'm thinking about 8 PM.
Yeah, 8 PM GMT. If we have any people outside of Britain who
Yeah.
listens to us, but you know, just
I
to
think-
clarify.
Anyone from Qatar.
Yeah,
No,
we're going to be live streaming Call of Duty Black Ops.
Yeah.
Black Ops 2, that is. Since we can, cool feature is that you can live stream it from the game itself to Twitch or YouTube. So we'll probably be doing that to Twitch, probably for about an hour or so. It'll just be a mixture of our staff just playing.
I don't know who will be on it yet. It all depends on who's actually going to be here.
Yeah,
But
we'll see.
this is something to look forward to. I mean, I'm going to be absolutely fucked that day. Like, WrestleMania is going to be so long. And you know what it's right? I remember what it was. There's been so many times I've been watching a pay-per-view and I've just been like, oh, why's when I go to bed? Like, just kind of just sat there and just like, I want bed now. I just...
Yeah.
And I've been... I'm sure actually... I think it was Over the Limit last year. My friend Rob came round, and his sister came as well. And we were sitting there watching... Over the Limit. And I just came up and I'm like, I want to go to bed. And I went to bed. I think it was after Randy on the Big Show's match, which was like the middle of the card. I was just like, I've just wasted money on that. Wow.
Is that just because it's like boring, or just because you're tired? Or
I was tired, and that was on a college night as well.
Yeah.
I was pretty fucked. I always get really knackered at like pay-per-views as well. I'm thinking, and Extreme Rules 2012. I thought I was fine for WrestleMania. I could stay up for that. Extreme Rules though, I can remember just like I remember falling asleep during like Brock Lesnar and John Cena's match, which was the main event, and I was just like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
But I actually planned Monday record for Red Cards. I had an idea. Now I've been watching a lot of this guy called the LA Beast. He's great. You should definitely subscribe to him. He's really like he's quite popular. He's got his own like merch now, so like I guess that's successful.
Sign of making it, I suppose.
Yeah. LA Beast, if you know what he does like horrible eating challenges, but he also kind of like does them which aren't as bad, but have like maybe a devastating effect. Well, not devastating, but they have like there's some sort of cast and I was thinking, I really want to like combine all of the gaseous foods together and eat them all kind of like in like the space of like 10 minutes and just seeing what sort of reaction that has.
It's a bit dangerous. That'll be interesting outcome.
I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to try it just for a bit of fun. So I was thinking getting a few cans of beans. I was thinking maybe a little bit of curry.
A hot curry maybe.
Yeah, chicken tikka masala, a big bottle of fizzy pop. I'm just thinking, just go for it. Like, let's just see what happens.
Go all out and see what the outcome is.
Yeah, I can see it being pretty bad though. I can see like, not nice things happening to me. But
Red Coin HQ is going to be smelly.
yeah, especially Lummy's face.
Especially
Yeah,
Lummy's
I
face.
farted in his face last week. Actually, it was hilarious. Take pride in that, man.
Why not?
Yeah, I tell you what else I've been playing. I picked it up yesterday, really cheap. I picked it up for like £4. It's Midnight Club Los Angeles for the PS3. I've told you about this before on the metal.
Yeah.
That the game's weird because you don't use like R2 or even X to accelerate. You use like the analog stick, which at first I was like, this is fucked up. But it actually makes it much easier to do stuff like drifting, and it's a really cool way of playing the game. It's because like the analog sticks are pretty precise, so it's actually like a surprisingly really like unique little concept. So far, oh my, I've been enjoying the game. It hasn't got the Burnout Paradise feature, like obviously like every racing game I play.
It's compared.
It's Burnout Paradise to me is just like the pinnacle of open world races. So like the game's it's no Burnout Paradise, but it's still pretty cool. So
Good in its own right.
Yeah. I've only played like half an hour of it, and when I played, I was pretty impressed. So I think when I get in, I might sit and play a bit of that. I mean, really like. What I made matters worse, I went for a jog yesterday.
Oh no.
I went for a jog. Can't be on for a week, and my god, it was just like brutal. Like
Yeah.
and then
Imagine.
and then I stayed up late still, and I mean I'm just like in need
Of sleep.
If you can't tell off my voice, I really do apologise to our listeners. The first gaming debate, I was like this as well, because we're having
Yeah.
a late night.
Well, that was a 5 o'clock one where we made a cake from
That was,
Asda.
yes. You know, I was really sick of that. The remnants of the cake are still in the kitchen. And you know when we did that, I'm pretty sure, actually I'll check, because I've just been paid. It was exactly a month, no, it wasn't a month ago a day. No, because March the 1st was Tuesday. It was the 29th. Wait a second, I'm confused. No, it was the 28th of February, but technically because it's in the morning, the 1st of March.
Yeah.
That was actually that day. I went out into the Mirror Centre and I tried to find like a copy of I just tried to find good fighting games, and I ended up coming back with PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, which we have gameplay of to feature in the podcast, which is
Of me, you, Jordan and Lummy.
yeah, and some Street Fighter Quest Tekken as well, I believe. I really enjoy those games. And I really hope you enjoy the podcast. You know, put a lot of work into it, and it was very fun.
Yeah, we really enjoyed doing the video cast. Shame at the moment it's only once a month.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing we would love if I had the time, the money, and the effort to
Yeah.
do as like a weekly thing, you know.
Well, to do this
oh yeah,
as
well this is a
video.
this is like a thing, because I've got so much motivation for Red Coins. It's unbelievable. Like
Same here.
I just want to and that we need you to help her out, you know, help her get out there. Just, you know, share on Reddit, Facebook, Twitter,
Share us everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah, honestly,
Everywhere conceivable that is a forum of community people.
Yeah,
Just share it.
like a foot fetish for definitely.
And
Yeah.
just like our videos and, you know, comment as well on YouTube, because it's always nice to hear what you think about our videos.
Oh yeah,
We don't get any comments. We get the occasional like, and you know, we get so many views. You know, we passed 1,200 views,
yes, we did.
20 something videos.
I can check this now for us.
But we have no comments about, you know, it's just nice to hear what people think. It's all good hearing it personally, but it's nice to know, you know, publicly as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had a few people like some friends have been like, oh, you know, like they really like Red Coins, and we really love to hear that. Currently we have 36 subscribers who we thank you all, you know, thank you very much for subscribing, and we'll have 1,263 views.
Quite hefty.
And I mean, we're not doing this to become super famous and popular, but it would be nice if more people could, you know, see what we're doing, because you know we do really enjoy this, and you know, it's
Yeah, we really enjoy doing this, and we just like entertaining people.
yeah, exactly. Actually, certain person from college was who's also he has a YouTube channel. I always see you as Purple Hair. I'm not going to name drop here, but cause I was telling a friend about who, because he was saying, oh, I like the Red Coin and stuff, and I was like, oh, awesome. And I was talking about him, so, you know, I've got 36 subscribers now, you should subscribe. He's like, you know, I'm not forcing it on him at all, but he was just kind of like, I was talking to him, and then this guy's like, you've got a YouTube channel, how many subscribers you got, man? Oh, my friend's channel has like 2,000, and this guy was on about, you know, like, he used to be a right little douchebag. But my friend was like, you really put me in this place. So I was like, I was victorious, not just for myself, not just for the sake of the human beings at college have to put up with this unadulterated arsehole, but I stood up for Red Coins.
For the coin.
For the coin. Anyways, news this week, man. There's been
It's again been a bit slow, but there's been some developments. Do you want to start with your news?
So. This article is from Polygon, which I've not actually used this website before, but I have heard of it.
It's a pretty good site.
It seems it. I like the layout. I like the colours. Very nice. Game Jam. I didn't even know that this was being made, but Game Jam is apparently an indie dev reality show, which has collapsed on its first day of filming. Basically, what happened was, apparently, I'm not going to bore down the details. I'll link you the article below. All credit to Polygon and Colin Campbell, who the guy wrote it. Very good article, I must admit. Hopefully we can have articles like this one day when we'll get the website sorted. Apparently, Mountain Dew sponsored the product because
Mountain Dew is just the universal sponsor for gamers.
Yeah,
Isn't
it is. Actually, off topic a little bit, but it's about Mountain Dew. I once given it out in town, first time I ever had it. I drunk it and I'm like, that's really nice. Checked how much sugar's in it, and it's like, the amount of sugar in one bottle of that is like ridiculous. Like, it'd be unbelievable. And this was a time where I was ridiculously strict with dieting.
Yeah.
And I remember they tried to offer us more, and I was actually like, no. Now I'll be like, fuck that, give us more.
Yeah.
No, but
I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew, like religiously every day.
is it an energy drink?
I would say so. Yeah, it's like Lucozade, like the American Lucozade.
Oh, I love Lucozade.
But there's more sugar in Mountain Dew than there was cocaine on Scarface's desk.
So it's Mountain Dew, because I'll say Dew.
I say Dew. Like,
I think everyone says Dew, but I think I say Dew. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Dew doesn't sound right, but like...
Saying Dew's a bit horrible, but...
What do you expect, right? How I hear people, I can't even open a fucking... I can't even use a tin can opener, man.
Yeah,
I look at all those discredits to my intelligence, of course. No, well, regardless of what it's called, apparently, like really trying to force it on them, like, you can only drink Mountain Dew. Do you know how they complain? I'll be like, alright, sure.
Yeah.
Or you just like, say, here, can I just put my drink in? Like, can I put a drink of water or coffee in your
Well,
bottle?
the bottles are like coloured,
See,
so
yeah.
you wouldn't know, would you?
Exactly, you can't see through it. But whatever, people complain. And apparently, that was really, really, really sexist. And
Oh, there's a shock.
I was just kind of like, okay, so I haven't read the full things. I mean, for all I know, they're really like the Third Reich, but
For what I saw, it was like the quote that I saw when seeing the article. It was that the indies just couldn't deal with the bullshit. Basically,
was it really bullshit? Like, how bad was this bullshit?
Yeah, that's what I question. I mean, I think both of them can be arses, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, from the first gaming debate, people must have gathered that I'm very pro big corporation.
Yeah.
In terms of business and how it's run, but
See, I'm so bad at this because my opinion's so subjective, like, to change. Like,
it does all depend.
like what happens is, right, like, if I see, like, a big corporation doing evil things, I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But then when I see, like, this pretentious, like, indie people, like, like, slagging off big corporations, getting all, like, really, like, pretentious and arrogant about anything, like, oh, because I slag off big corporations and I'm indie, I'm better than you. That's when I'm like, that's when I look at them, I think, I want the corporations to crush your hopes and dreams. Because if you're going to be a douche about it, then I mean, and I think, like, corporations, yes, there's that idea of them being evil, but I do think that is very sort of like, that's a stereotype. I think there's a lot of evil aspects of corporations, but I think they forget that, they're not all that bad,
No, it's a mix.
Yeah.
I think it's just I am as subjective in terms of games. Like, there's some indie games that I love. There's some that I think are bloody awful.
Yeah.
And there's some big blockbuster games that I think are bloody awful. Last of Us.
Yeah. Ooh.
But
That's remind me of a news story, but we'll go on with this one.
the whole like romanticism of indie games really, really annoys me because it's not a realistic representation. It's a lot of hard graft. It's not like, oh, I will drag and drop this asset and it will be perfect.
Let's use an RPG Maker.
Yeah, unless you're using RPG Maker, Construct 2.
Do you remember when I was going to actually use RPG Maker for like a media product? And I was just like a project, and I was like, nah, I'll just do something on Mafia.
Yeah.
I did like me gangster film.
Good film. I enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, it hasn't been edited yet. It's getting edited tomorrow, funnily enough.
Deadline soon.
Very soon. The original deadline was in January. I hadn't even thought of what I was doing for it by then. No, I kind of have like the indie thing is. I think it's all about how you perceive yourself. I think it's the whole like. I've never appreciated the whole. I don't know, like. I know like when people get like all arsey and pretentious, like, oh, because I make indie games, I'm better than those who make big corporate games. But I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. Like,
and then you realise that the big corporate games make much more money than the indie games. And then you realise, who's really the better one?
I'm sorry, right, but I much prefer to play Battlefield 4 or Journey. That's that. I just probably got dislike.
To be honest, we probably lost a lot of people when I said The Last of Us was shit.
Well, that's just your opinion, though. It's, objectively, they're not shit games. It's just there's an appeal to us, if anything.
Yeah, should clarify, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm not actually as bad on The Last of Us because I actually do hope to play it, which I'm going to touch on in a second. But on the topic of indie devs, like that Phil Fish guy, he seems like a bit of a whiny bitch, if you ask me. I'm pretty sure Cliffy B tried it. Well, Cliffy B.
I like Cliffy B.
I'm funny on him. I like him, and I like him, and I don't. But Cliffy B actually trying to encourage him to like stop being a little bitch and he's telling me he's a talented guy because Phil Fish is a talented guy. I just think he's just like Japanese games are like going down the shit and all that. It's like shut the fuck up, man. Metal Gear Solid's still awesome.
Yeah.
I actually like Cliffy B. I think Cliffy B he's a funny one because Cliffy B, if you want to make gaming look cool, I think in a sense he has been used as like that poster child of like, hey, game devs aren't these cool, aren't these like, sweaty nerds. So like, because Cliffy B, he comes across as a cool guy, I guess. Despite I'm sure he has he has a really shitty tattoo.
We can find it.
Let's look at this shitty tattoo. I do know. I'm gonna remember.
He is a millionaire, though. I mean, like
this is that too.
For helping like with Unreal Engine, it's great.
I'm going to put a picture of this up when we find it.
Is it this?
Let's see it.
Oh no, that's not it.
Poor Cliffy B. He's been subject to abuse on the podcast with like 10 viewers. Listen,
subject. Oh, I can see it underneath his shirt. It's like some tribal kind of thing.
What tribe he's a part of? The Rocky Ass. Now that is a good game to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. And though with Cliffy B, right? I've never actually liked Gears of War.
It was alright, it just wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't appeal.
Well, look at this picture here. See, because I said he's cool, but he really isn't cool then. Look at him, that's from like 2006, I think. Wow.
You can tell he lifts.
Yeah, you can tell back then he just did nothing.
You can also tell from his super hot girlfriend, but,
Oh my god. Cliffy B, you absolute lad. Player. Cliffy, wow, she is like
super hot.
Yeah, I think if this is the one I'm thinking of, he's got his arm around her. That's pretty intimate for my liking.
Probably is.
Let's talk about intimacy after what happened in the weekend. This is why I should make a radio show of like a sound where it goes whoa, like you go.
Like the Family Guy radio.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one. This is a great picture. Look at the hair, man.
It's like a boy band album, isn't it?
Oh, I hate that 90s haircut. I hated it when I was a kid. And when I look back at people with that hair, I'm like, oh my god, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't think I was ever cohesive enough as a 90s child.
Do you know this was that haircut? And if you don't know what I'm about, it's like the Leonardo DiCaprio and Titanic sort of like that. Like
split curtain,
kind of like, yeah, what's that guy called who sings One and Only Chesney thingy?
God knows.
I want to know who it is. I am the one and only Chesney Hawkes. It's like that Chesney Hawkes sort of 90s look. But see, you know what's replaced? What replaced like the Bieber look? So when I see you with the Bieber look, which has kind of been replaced with the Joey Essex look, which is even worse. I look at them and I just think like, fuck you, man. You're like Chesney. You are like today's Chesney Hawkes.
Yeah. Bloody atrocious.
Yeah, I really hate it. I hate that look. I mean, I've always had like the kind of like that look of just sticking me fringer. That's always been my thing. I don't shave me sides after look like Joey Essex.
Yeah.
I don't classify it as a quiff, but I get told it is. Anyways, this is going off topic so much. Apparently, like they asked a question on the show: what is the value of having female developers on the team?
You don't ask that.
That's
for one.
Yeah.
It's what is it like having female developers on the team? Well, it feels like having another developer on the team.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I would have a laugh about that. Although, right, see, I'm pretty liberal-minded about this, and like I believe in women's rights and I believe in equality, and I think that's pretty not on. But Craig insists to get a female on it on red coins. So we although Craig's views do not represent the body of red coins, that is quite hypocritical.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah,
but it's not a question you ask. Not in 2014.
Yeah.
You don't ask something like, what's it like having a female developer on the team? It's like,
Yeah.
Well, it's
Watch
like
what
having
you're
an
saying,
extra pair
man.
of hands.
Some suffragettes might gym in front of horses. Which, on Saturday, we're not going to repeat what he said, but after recording a lot of stuff, I had a few friends round, and there's some women there, and Jordan, the cinnamon beast, as I call him now, my hero. Jordan was all like, well, see, these people were met at a party about a month ago, and they were saying Jordan was sexist. Now, Jordan isn't really sexist, but Jordan says things to piss people off. He's really good at doing that.
Yeah.
And this last was like, oh, he's sexist. This time he's sexist. And then like they mentioned the suffragettes, like what they did for women's rights, and then let me just come out with this one-liner. And I'm not going to say what it was. He said there were a bunch of, and a certain word which I really don't want to repeat because I think it could be misinterpreted the wrong way.
Yeah.
And the whole room just erupted. Like
It was brilliant.
it was just like, oh my god, Louis, what the fuck, man?
Comedic masterclass.
Yeah, Louis says some really funny stuff.
He does.
He
He
does.
really does.
Yeah, so I'm thinking these people got on this because actually this story was informed us by one of our subscribers. Thank you very much, Aaron, for reminders. If you listen, Zoe Quinn, Depression Quest. I'm gonna Google this. Depression Quest. Why do you want to play Depression Quest? I want to play Super Fun Happy Time Quest. Depression. I hope it's satirical. Like I hope it's not like like a game about. Oh, actually, it's about being depressed.
Oh, God's sake. Bloody indies.
Like
It's all it ever
actually, that
is.
is quite interesting from like an artistic point of view, right? But like.
Yeah, but there's so many games about similar issues.
But that could, what it is, right? I tell you that game Facade. I don't know what it's called. Is it called Facade? Where it's like
Facade.
Facade. I can't fucking talk me. Oh my god, Sam's so intelligent. He can't say a word. Ooh. Depression Quest. Though I'm gonna look into this because I could have fun with. Oh wait, you can like. You're deeply depressed. Even activities you used to enjoy hold little interest to you. Oh man, that is depressing in itself. I don't want to play a game called Depression Quest. Like I said, make a game called Super Fun Happy Rainbow Valley Quest. That'd be fun.
With unicorns and rainbows and stars.
Because
It'd be awesome.
I think I'm so much less cynical than I used to be. Like I'm so happy with things. Like
Yeah.
things bad things happen. I'm just like that's bad. Oh well. I think people hate that though, right? Because there's little I care about.
Everyone in college takes themselves too seriously, though.
Yeah, at college, everyone takes themselves too seriously. Like over in England, to only of non-university applicants and non-British viewers, you ever go for something called UCAS to apply for uni? It's right. Well, people may be a right hassle. I'm sorry, right? UCAS is fucking easy to do. If you find it hard to fill in a few forms, right, you are thick as pig shit. And I know this sounds really bad, but honestly, UCAS is so simple, and if you don't know how to use that, don't apply for university.
Totally agree.
So I was like, I think I finished my personal statement in January. Now most people would apply for uni by like October, November. I applied for university on the final day. I could.
And 14th of January or something.
Yeah, but like the week before when I was still like applying, doing me filling in like me application form. There's these girls sitting with him like, oh my god, I'm so worried for you. Why you not take? Why you being such an awesome about? Why you not like doing it? I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. I'll do what I want. I'm fine. I'm gonna get a uni. I got all my. The funny thing is though, I got all my offers back before they got theirs back.
Yeah.
There's people I know in college who are still waiting for the offers back.
Yeah, I know plenty of people who are still waiting.
People are like, oh, I'm still waiting for Edinburgh University. I just want to kind of do that. Like, it reminds me of How Much Your Mother, when Barney like goes, it's part of the playbook, which is a great episode.
Yeah.
When he goes up to the Empire State Building, he goes, he's not coming. He comes with this woman like that. Like, yeah, obviously they've been stood up and gets laid. I just want to go. When there's this person who keeps going, oh, I haven't got it back from Edinburgh. And I don't go. They're not getting back to you. It's over. You haven't got a fucking chance.
Here's the dream. Crushed.
I've had dreams crushed before to the point where when I don't dream anymore that much. Therefore, right, when something comes along to crush my dreams, it's just like, oh, that's a shame.
Oh well.
Oh well. Always look on the bright. Honestly, I'm such a positive guy. I always look on the bright side of things. So
Best
when
way to be.
So like, but I'm quite bad in the sense that you know what, right? If you have a dream which is plausible and like I like you as a person, I'll encourage that dream. But like it's like I went to like obviously like medicine courses to become a doctor are ridiculously competitive. And people who like, and they only take on a certain kind of person, a ridiculously intelligent person, right? And people don't like it when they can't do it. I mean, most people want to do medicine anyways because they want to have lots of money, not because of this like aspiring hope to, you know,
Save
for
people.
for the sanctity of the human race. You know, if you are like that, well, good for you. But you know, I think a lot of people want to do it for the money.
Yeah.
So like people are like you know like they just get so riled up about things, right? And like someone was saying that like the teacher said them that I don't think you should apply for medicine. That's just them being realistic. It's not them being a dickhead.
Grounding them in reality and making, you know, like, it may not have been a personal thing either. It was like, well, it's really competitive.
Yeah.
There's no chance you'll get in because it's so competitive. Not because you're an idiot, which, you know, to be fair, the person in question is.
Yeah, that's really. My friend was trying to explain something in psychology because this person doesn't believe that depression and stuff like that exists. And my friend who's like big on psychology, he was trying to like he was like trying to explain to her, and I turned around and went, just don't bother me, you know why I went. It's like trying to like explain to a monkey how to pilot a plane. Shots were fired. Anyways, Depression Quest looks so sad. Why
Well, it lives up to the name. I suppose we can give it that.
I don't want to play a game like that. You know, is it right? I also we should do a playthrough of it. You know what we'll do? We'll put like Manic Street Preachers and Alice in Chains on horrible like
Club to
depressing
death.
music. Yeah, depressing music. All we'll play, but like, or maybe we'll put on some happy stuff. You know, sunshine, lollipops, and
Walking on Sunshine.
Or we could put Do the Hustle on, or I like happy music. I'm thinking what's a really happy song, Venga Boys. Boom, boom, boom. It's in a bedroom. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Which, if you didn't watch, if you watched the intense Dance Revolution competition between me and Jordan, you'll recognise that song. Also, the guy who did what's that game, The Stanley Parable, which I haven't played yet. I kind of want to play it, but I think I'll hate it because I hate most I seem to hate most games which get circle jerk, and that's not because like
Bastion.
Yeah, Bastion was. When did I slag that off? Was it on the last podcast, or was it the April video podcast?
The video podcast.
Yeah, that's when it gets a lot of hate, guys. I slagged off Bastion. There shall be no witch hunt.
Subjective opinion.
Yeah, I love Braid though and Limbo, so you know that gives me like that gives us hipster credibility.
Yeah, gives you street cred amongst the other gamers.
I love corporations though. I love EA. EA are great. EA don't fuck over franchises. EA do what's best for business.
EA don't ruin childhoods.
Yeah. EA are the good guys in this industry.
Hashtag heel.
EA are best for business. I like to have the little wrestling put in there. I don't know what's happening on Raw this week, but WrestleMania's on Sunday! And I cannot wait for WrestleMania.
I wish I was more hyped. Considering everyone like you and Jordan and Lummy and George, or George Jones,
Jude.
are all like hyped for wrestling, and then there's me like, oh, there's Cena. I remember him from when I was 3.
some lass at college had a Cena top on yesterday, and she walked past, and all of a sudden I just went, who's Cena wrestling at Mania again? And then she kind of looked at us and just like didn't respond. I was like, okay then. But I wasn't actually doing it to her. I was telling I seemed to be a friend. And then she walked past us again. I just walked, and she walked past. I went do 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 do. I like to see someone with have balls coming like Benoit t-shirt on.
That'd be great.
A friend of mine tells the story, right? He was in Florida shortly after Benoit did the Inevitable, and after the Inevitable act, what happened was he was wearing a Chris Benoit t-shirt, and everyone's giving him hacky looks, and he went to his mum like, oh, why am I getting hacky looks? And he's like, oh, and she's like, well, look at your top. How are you wearing a Chris Benoit top? It's America as well. Wrestling's big over here. You know, it was big in England, but like America, it's like
huge.
The sellout.
Like, about as American as NFL.
Oh yeah, it is so American. I think that's why my dad hates it so much. My dad and my brother really hate the wrestling, but we love it. Like, we get so hyped for it, like all the time. We had a party a few weeks ago. We walked in and did the yes. It was like videos on my phone of just like me and all like the Red Kong's team just dominating. This is so funny. People get really annoyed by that, unsurprisingly. I actually didn't. I'm sure I taunted somebody who I didn't like last week. Yes, I did. They walked past and went, yes, Yes, obviously maturity isn't my finest quality.
Who cares? Majority shit.
Yeah. Anyway,
So you had a Last of Us news?
I do. It's been rumoured that it's coming off the PS4
Ooh.
full edition. It seems to me, right, like they could have like games like The Last of Us and Gran Turismo 6. I know they're trying to have like a whole like swan song for the PS3, but they should have been released for the PS4.
Yeah.
It
They
would-
should have. Maybe Last of Us would be a better game.
It would boost sales as well. I'm actually thinking about picking it up when it's a bit cheaper because I haven't played it yet, and I don't know. I'm quite neutral on the matter, but what I do hate is how people go on about it like it's the best game ever. Like,
Yeah.
is it really the best game ever though, or are you just like believing in the hype? Like,
That's what really like ruined it for me because I thought, I don't, take into the hype a lot.
believe the hype.
I don't believe the hype, and I looked at it and I thought it does actually look really good. I think originally I thought it was going to be 8 to 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
And then I played it and it's like personally it's like a 7 out of 10. It's just
an average game.
it's really average. It
Yeah.
doesn't do anything new, and it's basically an escort mission. That's all it is.
Well, I'll tell you, Bioshock Infinite. That kind of like. I was so hyped for that by the way people were going around Reddit. Like I remember like when I got that I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be so good, it's gonna be so good. Then I played it and I'm like, oh, and like I'm just thinking that I'm getting memories of like when I was so hyped for it and like how much my expectations just dashed miraculously. It was so bad. I was so sad as well. It was like I paid
really
£33 for £33 for this game. I'm sure it's like an Easter present off like my parents. It's like a like sort of thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
they don't give us eggs as much. Which I want to do an Easter egg eating challenge on Red Cards.
Definitely gonna do that.
But Last of Us, it was overhyped. I think I get the impression it might be overhyped. I hate that in the industry. Like most games I enjoy are the ones which I hype myself, or don't hype at all. Not the ones that like Reddit just circle jerk over because that annoys me so much.
Yeah, really annoys me when the internet just circle jerks everything.
Breaking Bad, oh my god, Breaking Bad's so good. Oh,
Watch the first season? It's awful.
I watched Breaking Bad for the first time in media studies. It was really fucking boring. Like, it's just like what everybody. Oh no, you have to wait until like the fourth season till it gets really good. I'm like that is not
Not a
in
selling
a
point.
credit to like Breaking Bad as a show. That is a really bad thing. Actually,
yeah.
I know what happens at the end anyways. I know who dies and all that. It's inevitable who's gonna die. I mean, I wonder who's suffering from a serious illness. Now, I don't actually know if he actually does officially die, but I get the impression he probably would.
I have no idea. I just try and avoid it because
Yeah.
it's awful. Don't know anything about it.
I just don't like. I got told off like I was in media and like this person like, oh, have you watched it? And I'm like, no. And oh, stop trying to be all hipster and trying to like not watch it. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm not trying to be a hipster. I'm not watching it because I don't want to watch it. I watched the first episode and anything was bad. This was boring.
Yeah, it's most people are like, it only got popular because tons and tons of people started watching it after the fourth season. But it's been out since like 2008. First three
Yeah.
series went unknown more or less.
That's when I remember people started watching it in 2012 when I first started college. I remember
There was inklings of fanboyism.
I can remember a few friends I used to hang around with at the start of college. One of them was like he was sitting there watching something on his iPhone. I was like, oh, watching this, like, oh, Breaking Bad. I'm like, what the fuck's that? And he explained to us what it was, and I was like, all right, sounds interesting. And then like they all started getting really into it, and I was like, oh, I never really like got on the hype train, but like the way they went on about it was just like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. Oh my god, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's just like, I just what I think it is right. It gives you this expectation that what you're gonna watch is like this biblical piece of work, like
Biblical piece of TV.
yeah, like it's like gonna be like from start to finish just excellent. There'll be no bad bits, and then you're watching, it's like, well, that's all right.
It's just really dull.
Overhyping ruins things for a lot of people, I think.
Well, it especially does in, say, the games industry. I mean, we were talking about it when you saw an article based on The Order, 1866, and how someone's, I'm going to buy it for the artistic style alone. It's like,
That was so bad. I
no,
cringed.
you don't buy it for art, you don't buy it for graphics, you buy it for game.
I've actually heard some people like bought games for soundtracks.
That doesn't surprise me.
Buy the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's all sold separately more or less now. So it's like, why would you bother paying 50 quid for a game when you only want the soundtrack?
Yeah,
Tenner.
exactly. I mean, soundtracks have actually got us into games, but that's kind of like, I thought, oh, the gameplay looks good as well. Like, I've heard like a good song from a game. Like, I was listening to Mortal Kombat theme, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. Let's look into Mortal Kombat as a game. And I watched a few videos, and I'm like, actually, Mortal Kombat looks like a really good, fun game, so I'm going to pick it up, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some soundtracks that are just like obviously phenomenal. Donkey Kong Country,
Yeah.
of course.
Skyrim's is great.
There's another little thing I want to bring up actually. The McDonald's Happy Meals are giving off Green Mario toys. Like, this is the best thing ever. Like, I haven't cared. I mean, I've had Happy Meals when I've been like in like my adult life because they are cheaper and I just it's less like calories. So I have like, you know, had a few, but I always give the toys like I just like leave them there, or you know, if there's like a parent there, I say, "John, this for your kid," you know. But this time, this is the first time since about 2000, I think, where I'm actually trying to collect the toys,
Yeah.
and I'm having fun. Yesterday I got Luigi, and today, yesterday I got Yoshi. Really nice actually. I went in and I thought there's a good chance I'll get Luigi again, so I was like, I'm gonna have to be really nice to the person. And like I saw the people on the cashiers, and I was thinking, there's two blokes in a woman. I thought the woman looked really nice, so I went over and I was like, hello, how are you? You know, and I just put the friendly charm, and like she ended up like requesting a Yoshi for us, and I was like, oh, you lovely person. So that McDonald's worker, you made my day today. Actually, a friend of ours works at that McDonald's, so.
You do that one?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'll tell him to. I remember her name actually. I'll tell him to give a compliment to her, saying that she made someone's day, and you know.
I'm sure that's always nice to know.
Oh, that's always lovely to know.
So, moving back to the news, are we? You got any more?
I think you had another little story. I've got nothing
Yeah,
else.
I've just got a couple of little stories. Few Xbox players. The games with gold this month. You get Hitman Absolution today. That's up and
Great game. One of my top 5 of 2012.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but the points thing for every level really, really, really put me off, because I'm like, when I see that you've got to get like 0, like a positive score rather than a negative one in the way it works in Absolution, I just really like physically can't like get a negative score. I hate doing it.
I don't mind me, but I know what you mean. Like, I remember when I was playing Hitman Absolution on the PS3, I had someone added who, were good friends. Then we felt like a massive falling out, but now we're good friends again. And his gamer tag used to always come up, and I'd always say, I'm gonna beat his score. Gonna send him some psychological messages here. I'm like, what's up, bro? That you are Hitman. Suck on that. But what you've seen, so Hitman Deadlight?
And Deadlight will be available from April 16th. That was a really cool game. It's like a zombie apocalypse kind of 2D scroller kind of thing.
I remember that. We were talking about this on the
Video podcast.
Yeah.
It was a Summer of Arcade game in 2012.
Yeah, some of our kids that year were talking about how bad it was. Whereas there's that spring thing with like Minecraft and Fairs and something else, which I can't remember. Which is
really great.
Really
ones.
good. Oh, I love Minecraft on the Xbox.
Yeah, you'll be getting these games for free, and Hitman Absolution on the digital download is 15 quid, like £15 and $20, and Deadlight itself is £12 and $15 respectively. So it's a really good deal if you're going to get 2 really good games for free. I mean, you know, the flaw with games with gold is most of the games they release, most people already have. But some of the stuff that I've got where I might have traded in it before, or like Rainbow Six Vegas, traded that in years ago, and having it like there now on my hard drive is really cool because I get to play Terrorist Hunt, which is really enjoyable.
Terrorist Hunt on Kill House was my first ever game on Rainbow Six Vegas too. I remember it on the it would be my 30th birthday. I remember getting the Xbox 360 and like, oh, this is so cool. Oh, I remember that when I used to get so excited about consoles.
Yeah.
Now, like when I got my PS4, I got excited for my Wii U, but my PS4, I knew there was no good games out for it.
Yeah, you were hyped to get one though. Like, to have one. You're going
Yeah.
to always get a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but I remember the day I got one actually because there was a strike at college, so like there was hardly any teachers in, and I got a phone call whilst in the middle of the college like, oh yeah, your PS3 at 40, do you want to come get it? I was like, yeah, sure. Well, actually, the game retailers in UK, they said that when if you don't pick it up by Thursday, it'll be sold to someone else. And I was like, okay, that's fair enough. But my friend Dan, who will be in one of the episodes of Game Days in the background talking, probably if the mic picked up that volume.
Yeah.
Dan was saying when he got his Xbox One, like he pre-ordered it and like the woman was like, oh hi, yeah, Xbox One's in. He went, alright, I'll come pick it up in a bit. And she went, no, you need to pick it up by the end of the day, or I'll go. And he's like, oh no, she said you have to pick it up. I'll pick it up today, or it'll be sold. He went, alright, I'll pick it up after university. And she went, no, you have to pick it up today, and you have to pick it up as soon as possible. And he's just like, what the fuck? I'm really funny about game because like there's some like when I'm down in Newcastle, there's some really cool guys who work there who I've spoken to are, you know, really nice, but like and it's nice. The people in game Newcastle are nice, but there's some of my shops I've been to which I thought, whoa, and like they do some shoddy business things like this game's new, and they give you like the box of instructions with the dog set up the sauce. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Like that's not new. That's it's
well, not even selling brand new games, but selling pre-owned games for brand new prices is pretty shoddy business.
Oh yeah, and I mean like I've applied for a good few game shops before, Granger and Game, and what happened is right, like I went in after like you know I've noticed I go to so much there's a new person there.
Yeah.
And I mean I might sound like a bit of an arse here, but you know you always see I always like to do. I like to go, alright, I like to like test them, see if they're actually like more knowledgeable than me. Normally they're not, you know.
Yeah.
I have an immense amount of
Video game knowledge.
yeah. Sometimes I think, you know, what like they just hire them on like, you know, like looks factor, like so it's like, you know, total nerds are working there, but
yeah.
Maybe one day I'll get a job there, maybe one day I won't.
I used to want one, but the way retail is with pre-owned, I don't know. As much as I love pre-owned as a gamer, I kind of like against it as from a dev point of view. So it's like I don't want to be, I don't know, associated with having a job there. I don't know, it's a bit weird.
I'll tell you actually, back when they had a game station in Jarrow, it was right before it was closing there actually. The people who worked in Game Station Jarrow 2 years ago, I didn't like them. There was one guy I did like, who was really canny. I remember he told us all about Skyrim and how to be good at it. So I like him, you know, shout out to that guy. There's some really miserable guys. When I bought my PS3, they didn't ask us, they didn't say, oh, do you want to do you have a points card? Do you want to get points? And I actually got, a month later after I got my PS3, the guys in the shop were like, oh, do you want to get a points card? Oh yeah, sure. And I went, oh, when you get a console, you get so many points. And I went, well, I got a PS3 a few months ago. And they were just saying, what way do you get served at? Because they should have asked you. And I went, what a bunch of fucking idiots. But regardless, right, it was when the PS3 that I was launching. And I didn't have a handheld at all actually, bar my Game Boy Advance and my Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
But I didn't my DS had broke years before. And I was set on getting a 3DS for like a few months now, and I wasn't really set on getting either, but I was thinking if I was going to get a handheld, I'd get a 3DS. And the guy in the shop goes, I'm going to get the Vita, because they're obviously promoting it. I'm like, oh, no, not for me. He went, oh, well, did you know this, do you know that? And I'm like, yeah, I do know that, I do know this, and I don't care. He was like, oh, well, why not I get one? I'm like, well, I want to get a 3DS. I'm set on getting a 3DS. And he goes, well, the PS Vita has better graphics than a turnaround. And I went, yeah, but graphics don't make a game. Gameplay doesn't. The guy just looked, and astonishingly went, oh, yeah, you're right, actually. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's as if you blew his mind. Like, he'd been nothing known else apart from graphics.
Do you know another thing really bad I did there? The day, like, I went in on a Monday because I had a lot of time off back in 2012, and I went in on a Monday, went down to Jarrow for a nice little walk, and like when I bought something, I don't know what I bought, probably just like, you know, a cheap game or something, yeah. And when I bought it, they were like, oh, what's it called? Oh yeah, do you want pre-order anything? Pre-order Ghost Recon Future Soldier? No, I can play that game. Didn't realize it came out, yeah.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
Game.
But they were like, alright, do you want to pre-order that? And I was like, no, thank you. I'm not really a big ghost shooting guy. I'm more for Rainbow Six, man. Alright, they tried to convince us a little bit more. I was like, nah. And like, they went, okay, fair enough. Now, what happened was, that same day they posted a tweet, we're glad to serve you for the past 4 years, because it's quite, it only opened in like 2008. I remember when it launched actually, because I went in. And they were like, actually I picked up Sonic Adventure 1, 2 and Heroes for the GameCube. So I remember, but
It's a long time ago.
it was. But like, I thought kind of like you try and make us pre-order a game when like your shop closed down. And I know that is accountable. No, it's accountable for you, that shop.
Yeah, you can't move your pre-orders.
Yeah, I was thinking, what the fuck, man? I was really pissed off at that. I thought
Yeah.
that was shoddy as fuck. Like that was
Probably just wanted the money.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you pay on the day anyway, but
Yeah.
so
I
it
get
is really dark and shoddy.
Yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't impressed.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't be. The last piece of news I have is, as we all know, Oculus in the last week of March was acquired by Facebook for $2 billion.
Escapists have been as well, according
Yeah.
which I thought was a really funny little April Fool's joke. Maybe it's not, but it seemed like one, so.
But apparently, found this out today through CVG. The Oculus founder, Palmer Luckey, him and his family received death threats over the fact that they made a deal with Facebook. Now, the problem with people is they see Facebook as this horrible place where people go to post statuses and play Farmville.
Or get framed like I did before.
Or get framed like you did. But the idea of Facebook acquiring Oculus is a really good thing because Mark Zuckerberg, like, he said himself that, and I talked about this on the video podcast as well, was he was hoping to get Oculus as a common household thing within, like, his acquirement.
Yeah, that's a really good business idea.
I mean, considering that Oculus costs God knows how much, it's like $600 or something, and they've only sold 750,000, which is still quite a lot.
Yeah.
But think how much they're going to sell with Facebook in it. Plus, it'll be cheaper, and it'll be more innovative.
I think it's good, but I think the thing that's annoyed people though is that they've paid all this money towards what's it called? Towards like to kickstart it, and this is a kick in the balls to them. I mean, are they getting refunded at all? Have they made any statement on that?
There's no refunds because it was kickstarted ages ago. It's been going for years, like Oculus.
Yeah.
So it's like what that Kickstarter was, I think, was an initial funding to get a proper prototype.
Yeah.
To get a proper thing, which
So, I
is
mean,
the dev kits that have been sold.
Well, if you look from the point of view that Facebook aren't just buying it, but they're kickstarting it as well. They are contributing money towards it. It's kind of like so that I guess actually right. So like if someone's being kickstarted right, and it has like some it's like the pledging like I don't know right like $1 million, right, and then what's it called? Someone's all like, okay then, so and so far it's made about $1,000, right? What if some big rich guys like what I want to give it would be like money towards it, and they give like the complete rest money which would be like what
900,000.
yeah 900,000. So he gives them like $900,000, and then it's like boom. Would that guy be seen as like a villain? Would that guy be seen as a piece of shit for like doing that? That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it probably would be. But the more money that's invested into something, the better it gets. I mean, there was one Kickstarter that was literally up for 2 hours, and basically some guys had took Kinect for Xbox and helped it use a medical practice to find some like type of disease, which was or could still be. It was currently like a human thing.
Yeah.
but by automating it, by using the Kinect software that they must, they've used, it makes it completely automatic and a 99% success rate. And it literally went up and then went back down because there were 2 backers. They were bought out of these, and they were only students. But it's something like that. It's going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
It's medicinal purposes. It's going to be great, and that's what it's going to be with Oculus. It's going to be, it's going to be good for Oculus. It's not going to be bad. You're not going to, see Farmville in your living room. You're not going to, see someone's status in front of your face every time you upload Oculus.
Do you think if say Microsoft or Sony invested in it, or Valve, would they get the same amount of hate?
No, I don't think they would, because a lot of the internet saw Oculus as a video game thing only.
But it isn't. It's a piece of technology.
Exactly. I can understand Microsoft or Sony acquiring it in terms of games, but Facebook acquiring it, you get the whole package, or hopefully, anyway, you get the full package of recreational interactivity and gaming use, not just the gaming side.
Yeah. I think people are just bullshit, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's the internet. That's what it is, basically. It's just the internet summed up.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we're out of news for today.
We are.
It's been a pleasure, join with all you wonderful subscribers and non-subscribers who
People who
should
actually
subscribe.
listen.
Like, comment, rate, subscribe, like us on Twitter, on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can tell I'm tired.
Yeah.
But, we've got a lot of great content coming out.
We'll put all the links in the description box below, so you know where to find us, and we'll put our Twitch in there once we make it.
Yeah. Anyways, I've been your host, Sam.
And I've been Jake.
And this was been the Red Coins Podcast.